York, and Trent Franks of Arizona. Good to see you both. Elliot Engel, first to you. Everybody, even Democrats, admit that this thing is not going to pass in the Senate. Why pass it in the House?
Well, first of all, we pass what we think should pass, and it's a statement that I think is very important. And frankly, I wish the Democrats had done it before Election Day, because when I go out of my district and talk to my colleagues, I find that that's what the people want. They want middle-class tax cuts, because it's the middle class that will put the tax cuts into the economy and stimulate the economy. And I don't think we should have tax cuts.
You're not talking about cutting their taxes any more than they already are. You're talking about leaving them at current levels, correct?
Well, yes, current levels based on the 10-year original Bush tax cuts. But you may remember 10 years ago we had record surpluses, so it was easy to take something that isn't paid for and make it a tax cut and do it. Right now, unfortunately, we have record red eye as far as the eye can see, red ink as far as the eye can see. You know, we have record deficits, and I just don't think that the country, if we're talking seriously about balancing the budget, quite frankly, I think it's unconscionable to say that we're not going to have extension of unemployment benefits that are paid for, but we can have tax cuts for millionaires and billionaires that are not paid for. I think it's total hypocrisy.
Representative Franks, first of all, forgive me, we don't know how you voted. How did you vote today on the floor?
Well, I voted no.
Okay, you voted no. Some of your Republican colleagues voted yes. Where do you differ with them?
Well, you know, I think the main thing, and I would just want to say with my good friend Elliot Engel here, he is an honest and decent man, and he is exactly right. This should have been scheduled long before the last election. That was Ms. Pelosi's decision, not his. But I voted no because I believe that to raise taxes on any sector of Americans right now is bad for the economy and ultimately bad for all Americans. The only way that we're ever going to be able to deal with that massive red ink that Elliot honestly speaks of is to be able to grow this economy in a significant way, and we will not grow this economy by raising taxes on anyone. And that's why I voted no, because, of course, I've never voted for a tax increase of any kind. But in this case, this could be a very demonstrable tax increase, and it will hit, when they talk about taxing the rich, about half of the people over a $200,000 a year income here are small businesses, sole proprietorships, partnerships, S corporations. These are small business people, and these are the people that hire more quickly than anyone else. Most of the new jobs that are created in this country are hired by these people. And unless we get America working, unless we can get everyone pulling together, we're not going to get out of this mess by ourselves.
Well, Congressman Engel, the Joint Economic Committee says this even if it was just a raise of taxes on millionaires and above, it would raise about $31 billion a year. In whose hands do you think that money would do more good? In the hands of the private sector, who would either spend the money or invest money, or in the hands of the government?
Well, let me first of all return the compliment to Trent, who I believe
but
is an honorable man.
I hope you don't avoid the question, sir.
And I'm not avoiding the question, and we're good friends, but we simply disagree on something like this. Look, if you extend unemployment benefits, that is money that people who don't have a job, who need money to pay the rent and buy food, that goes into the economy. If you give tax cuts to super millionaires and billionaires, they'll save the money, and it won't go into the economy.
75% of the families that would have an increase would make between $250,000 and $500,000. They're not millionaires or billionaires.
Well, let me just say, and I've said this from day one, I do think the $250,000 threshold is too low, and I would be in favor of raising that to $500,000. But given $250,000 or giving tax breaks to everybody, including billionaires, I'll vote for the $250,000. But I would vote for a $500,000, and I would even consider $1 million. I think that people, again, who are billionaires and just going to save the money, it's not going to go into the economy, and it's not paid for, and it blows a bigger dent in our deficit. You can take someone like Alan Greenspan, who's a Republican, obviously, who says that this does not pay for itself, and it's the worst way of trying to balance the budget.
We would love to be able to ask you, can we have you both back, because we are crunched for time here, but we'd love to see you both together again speaking on these issues.
All right,
Absolutely.
thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Congressman Elliot Engel and Trent Franks.